Hola mi gente, ¿cómo estás? How you doing? How you living? Oh my gosh, you guys, it's Monday, aka my Thursday. It was a shit ass day at work. Pre-Valentine's Day is ass. People were so fucking rude today, and I was trying to do everything in my power not to get fired. It's still not guaranteed, honestly, because there were some people I snapped right the fuck back to. But who the fuck are you talking to like that? That's crazy. You want me to help you, but also talk shit. Like, the fuck, bitch? Oopsie, I hope I made it past the 15 seconds. Like, no give a fuck. Anyway. So, yeah. Today is Monday. And I don't really have a mental health Monday topic, but what I do have a topic is from the YouTube series Cut. So I was listening to some of the questions that they had. They were talking to exes actually, which was pretty interesting. And they were asking like, why did they break up? Y'all know why we did, but they were asking like, were there things that you missed about your ex and stuff like that? And I was like trying to sit here and think like, what do I miss honestly about my ex? So there's not a thing I miss about him. Not, I don't want it to sound like it's a rude thing. Or whatever, but not like that. But it wasn't like anything specific about him that I was like, oh, I miss the way that he this or that. People were talking about like, oh, I miss the way you hold me, you make me feel safe, or you know how to calm my anxiety or my fears. I didn't have that. They were talking about how they make you laugh. His jokes were not even like the corny ones were like dad jokes. It wasn't even that. People were like, oh, you know, like the way we talk and we share information. We weren't like that. So I was like, what do I actually miss, or what could I have potentially missed about him? And so I wanted to be real and authentic about it because I just wanted to know. So I'm combing through all my memories, and it would be Alpine, right? So in Alpine, we actually lived in probably one of the worst settings ever, according to people, right? It was a small 942 square foot apartment with two teenagers and a dog and guinea pigs and a leopard gecko, room with a zoo, and two adults. It was tiny. It was like, honestly, people would be like, oh my god. But I honestly love that place. It represented a lot to me. I thought what it was for us was a new beginning because I didn't experience abuse there. That's probably why I love it so much. It was just a place that I was feeling like, oh my gosh, things can change between us. Because it was the only place that we didn't have any abuse. We actually worked very, very, very well together when we were there. We were doing Amazon together. We slummed it hardcore because I was making like rice and beans and rice to fix our credit so we can get the house that we have here. Like, I made and packed his lunch. I was already like packing his lunch, doing all that because I'm a stay-at-home wife and mom, so I was already packing his lunch. I'd say like 85% of the time. But then even when we were doing Amazon together, I packed our lunch to go out, and we were having a lot of rice and beans and rice. And if you don't know what that's from, that's Dave Ramsey. People want things without giving up any of the luxuries they have in life. So if you're a person that eats out or likes to shop or what a yada yada yada, people want things in life but are not willing to sacrifice. I'm a person that I'll be willing to give up anything. I wasn't much of a shopper back then, so that was out. The only thing that we did, we would like eat out occasionally, but when we ate out on the cheap, like $5 pizza or Taco Bell or some shit like that. And judge if you want to, but I did work my way up to fixing our credit to get a house. So judge me if you want to, but like, no. I got what I was working towards because I was willing to give it up, and he was willing, well, he had to just put up with whatever because I was the one that fed him. But there was corners that had to be cut, you know, on certain things with regard to like AC. We couldn't use it because it was running us $500 in the summer. So we had to give up that. Like, there was things that I was definitely like, we can't do this, we can't do that, because we're working towards this goal. He was working a lot, and willing to sacrifice too. I mean, he was still with the money, but he was fully like full on supportive. I was going out with my friends and stuff. So I guess it would be a period of time that I miss, like the way we strategically could always come together to work together for a common goal. Yes, I'm the head of it. I'm the one that makes sure that all of it gets executed, but that would be the one time that I miss. Because number one, I wasn't getting abused during that time. We were having regular date nights at this casino, Viejas. I love it still. I haven't found anything like comparable to that out here. I did go to Sunland once out here. Ugh. Anyways, I have been thinking about going back out there, I ain't gonna lie. But yeah. But that, it was a period in time. But yeah, because I know, like, I listen to people all the time. They're like, I want a house, I want this, I want that, but still want to go out and shop, still want to do, like, dumb stuff. And I'm just like, hey, well, how bad do you really want it? I hadn't watched it in a couple years, but it got recommended. And I was like, let me watch these. And they were actually pretty cool. And they were all about exes. So I was like, let me watch and see, like, how other people described their exes or whatever. Hola mi gente, ¿cómo estás? How you doing? How you doing? Living. Okay, y'all. So today is Valentines, whatever you want to call it. Love a day. So of course I had work. But that's just because it was on my schedule. It wasn't actually like a required day. I don't believe that all starts when I get back all the way through March the 5th. Today everybody was pretty much miserable at work. Not my coworkers, but like the people that I spoke to on the phone today. Everyone was pretty much miserable, unhappy, wanting the day to be over with. I did not know that Valentine's Day has such a profound effect on people emotionally till I started looking at social media at miserable fucking people. I personally don't trust anyone that only shows love on Valentine's Day, so I don't ever really like take that shit to heart when you see all the couples and everything like that. If I don't see that couple regularly like doing shit, then I'm like, this is a holiday where it's kind of like enforced versus by choice. Because if I had somebody that showed me love every day and skipped this day, I honestly wouldn't give a shit, because I know that they love me. So if it's put on this day, I don't really put much effort into it. Consumerism. But for everybody that was in love, that did celebrate, I don't hate on them either, because I was happy to see the couples in love. I hope that it's real. I hope that people really were, you know, experiencing what they can. Sometimes this holiday is to carve out that time, because we don't get to do it because you're in the hustle and the bustle of life. So hopefully the people that are in relationships to take that time to express love if they're not able to do so on a regular basis, because life takes you away from one another, which happens regularly in this economy. So anyways, oddly enough, strangely enough, weirdly enough, my ex did come by and he did bring presents. Now it's the little things for me, and there was this canister set that we used to have when we were in Chula Vista that I had it in red, got rid of them, got them in black, got rid of them, and then I haven't had them since. And he bought me some that are, so my battery died, so he just bought me some in white, but a step up. They have like where you can see inside the lid, which mine didn't have that. So if you forgot what you had in them, you had to open it up, which is not a big deal, but it's still like the aesthetic look of it that made it cool. So I was grateful, honestly. I sent him a picture of it, like, you know, that I put stuff in it, all of them but one. And I sent him a picture and I said thank you, you know, because I mean, I'm not a bitch. I'm kind of contrary to how people might feel. But yeah, there it is. So it was simple, it was cute, and it was something that I could definitely use, because honestly, for stuff like this, I put in used pickle jars, or I have a big pretzel thing full of sugar. Like, I just use whatever, but this makes it like aesthetically pleasing. It was a nice color that goes with, you know, my kitchen. And so I mean, it probably would have been better as black since my appliances are black, but I still loved it. And it was great. And then he got the kids these adorable ass mugs that I wanted to steal one from Kimana. She told me no, it was a SpongeBob one. So I just sent him a message playing around. I'm like, if you get another SpongeBob one, send it my way because I want it. But he got my son some mugs that are like TNT. It was from Minecraft, and they are so cute too. And some Takis and goldfish. And Kimana fucks with goldfish, so I was like, he actually did a really good job. It wasn't like super expensive, but it was thought out for things that everyone liked. So I was appreciative of that. I didn't do anything for him. I wasn't expecting anything either, because obviously, but I did think the gesture was very nice and it did feel thought out. So kudos to that. I had been feeling really shitty at work because obviously my voice has been gone since last Tuesday, and it's just been like people have been like super duper assholes. So I've been in quite the mood at work, and you know, when they're snapping at me, I end up snapping right the fuck back. And so today, like one of the calls before I got off, it was like 2 calls before I got off work, was this manager from Cricket, and I was helping him because, you know, we're kind of like, we do IT, and he was having problems, and so I was helping him. We were joking around, and it was a customer that he was helping. It was one of his employees, and then it was me, and then it was him. And so we're joking, we're laughing and stuff like that, but the customer had been with him for like 2 hours before he got to me. Like, he said he spoke to other agents, but they weren't very helpful. So we went through the whole process of everything. I wasn't supposed to technically help him with one part of it, but I just went ahead and did it. And I went contacted the other department, and so the other department got one part of it cleared for me, which I thought was amazing. I was like, hey, I'm gonna ask you guys a big ask. If it's a no, I understand. And he's like, no, I got you. So he did it for me real quick. Okay, we proceed. And then before I was about to hang up, another problem came up. And so I was like, hey, I explained the downside if I did do this from my side and cleared their system out, what would happen and this and that. And he was okay with it. I was like, I don't know if you want to discuss this with the customer and blah blah. And he's like, no, we're good. So we did it. Everything ended up working out. It was actually pretty amazing. So we were like celebrating. I'm like every time we got through a checkpoint, we're like, yeah. So it was great. He's like, I want to speak to you like every time I call, because no one else could help me. So I felt like pretty great about it. I was happy. But at the same time that my department was notified about this call, because we get what kudos, my boss started like, she seemed a little like, I don't know, about things. And so she started like, you need to do this, you need to do that. And I already have a collateral duty that I just started today. And you want me to be on top of everything for my job itself, plus be on top of this dumb shit of recognizing and collateral duty bullshit too. So like, we just got our duties today, assigned today. My day is Monday. Like, mind yours, I'll mind mine. I don't tell you how to supervise. You don't tell me how to do this collateral duty that I'm not getting paid for. So so she started coming down with me with all that stuff. I was like, all right, thank you, I appreciate it, I'll get on it. I'm not doing it. So she started being a bitch, but I have been feeling undervalued and unappreciated, like hardcore lately from the job. I get my calls graded. My last call was perfect. They did have notes for me. They're not, but they still ended up giving me 100, which at the end of the day is the goal. And so I kind of was pissed that she was like, yeah, but this and that. And I'm like, it doesn't make you feel like you want to do stuff when you feel like even when you do it right, you're doing it wrong. Another question for y'all today that I saw, so I thought I would just come on here and ask the question, and then I'll answer it myself. So the question is, would you meet with your first love? Now, this is assuming you're not with your first love, obviously. So if you're with your first love, we know the answer, and congratulations. So for me, my first love was a very long time ago. I was a teenager, and would I meet up with that person today? So, my answer to that is I don't even think I would know the person anymore. Like, who I knew in my teens is definitely not who I would know in my 40s, right? So, if I did meet up with a person that I deemed my first love, then he would totally be a different person today than he was when we were younger, which means I would be meeting them for the first time. Would I consider it? Yeah, because it might be cool just to see, how they've evolved, what family life is like for them, to have kids, all that good stuff. Actually, I think I recall somebody told me he had hella kids, so I think he has kids, hella kids. But yeah, like how family life is, marriage, has life been good, all that stuff. So yeah, honestly, it would be an interesting conversation just to say hi or whatever like that. But yeah, the person that I would have known to love at that in that period of time is not the person I would know, and I wouldn't even. It could be totally different person that I don't even like. So it's just interesting the questions. I don't know. It was in an El Paso group that I'm a part of, because they tell you about like different bars, different places to go. We're planning a meetup in one of the groups that I'm in for El Paso, which I'm super stoked about because I'm in it to win it for friendship right now. Like, I want to hang out with some homies and I want to do homie stuff. So that group provides me the chance to go and do homie things.